Hello, my name is Deborah. Welcome back to my channel. It's that time. Yes, it is me doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. I believe this is the best way to introduce yourself when you have a new Booktube channel, and a great way of meeting other fellow booktubers. So I thought I'd start by just telling you, I suppose, my Booktube story. In 2019, I had never heard of Booktube. I didn't even know what Booktube was. And then 2020 happened. It needs no explanation. We found ourselves in complete and utter lockdown here in the UK. Everything was closed. We weren't allowed to go anywhere. We weren't allowed to see anybody. I found myself with a pile of books that I'd had knocking around the house for a long time, absolutely no interest in reading any of them, and I was in a massive reading slump. Bookshops were closed indefinitely, libraries were closed indefinitely. I was a bit stuck. And then I read a comment somewhere, or I saw an article somewhere that mentioned the term Booktube, and I was like, what's Booktube? And then I fell down a massive rabbit hole and I spent hours and hours, days and days just binge watching Booktube videos. And I can honestly say Booktube actually really helped me get through the last 18 months, particularly the lockdowns. It just gave me something that distracted me, it gave me a new interest, it gave me a new hobby. So watching Booktube has completely transformed my reading over the last 18 months. It's really expanded my TBR shelves and my ever-growing wish list. It's given me a whole new hobby, which is researching and collecting lists of books to read, which is a slightly different hobby from actually reading books. So I've created this whole hobby of spending hours and hours just researching into books that I might one day get round to reading. The reasons for starting this channel: books often take me on a journey, not just through actually reading the book, but where I find myself researching after a book or during a book. So I will often do quite a bit of research around a book. I really like to share some of that research with other people and discuss it with other people. Just want to talk to other people about books. I need some fellow bookworms in my life, and I want to feel part of a community based on reading and books. So if you are a fellow bookworm, please comment below. It would be really nice to meet new people on Booktube. I also want to develop my skills, so I'm not used to speaking on video camera at all. I have never edited videos before, so that is a whole new steep learning curve. And I also just want to expand my skills around reviewing books. In terms of what I will bring to Booktube, I'm keen to sort of share the books that have had an impact on me, or books that have stayed with me. So it's not necessarily books that I've immediately read. It might be books that I read a while ago that have just had a resounding effect on my life and stayed with me for a long period of time in some way. And I am interested in new releases, but I don't necessarily go rushing out to buy new releases. And I'm also quite keen to experiment with vlogs. That's probably quite a bit down the line, considering I've just started to learn how to edit videos, and it's a challenge, isn't it? So yeah, but one day I'd like to be able to make amazing vlogs, so watch this space. So the reasons why reading is such a big part of my life is that I've always read, even from a young child. The earliest books I remember reading are actually Ladybird books, and I've brought some of them to show you. So they're now classed as vintage Ladybird books. Things like Smoke and Fluff. You know, they have little stories, but also lovely pictures in. Nursery Rhymes, which I had not seen this book. When I found this book in a charity shop, I'd not seen this book for many years, and as soon as I opened the cover, the images within it, the pictures within it, just took me straight back. I did a series of like non-fiction books, so an example would be the Charles Dickens book. I didn't read much as a teenager, and I certainly didn't read during my university days. I've spent 6 years of my life in university at different times, and when you're doing academic reading, I wasn't really reading for pleasure. But throughout my adult life, I've returned to reading, and I just love reading, and I love books. Books just make me happy. Every book is a new adventure. Every book offers me something new, whether that's to develop my knowledge, or to explore a different time, or to explore a different place, to learn things about other people's lives and other people's experiences, to help me be more compassionate, empathetic and understanding of different people's opinions in life. At the moment, books help me travel the world when we're not really in a position to travel the world. And books absolutely help me switch off from life and having to be an adult. They're just great escapism. Some of the challenges I anticipate in starting a booktube channel is that I've never had a booktube channel, I've never filmed myself, I've never done editing. I want to make sure that my channel supports my reading, so I don't ever want to get to a stage where I know some people have got, where you find yourselves reading for the channel rather than the channel supporting that you're reading that you want to do, and I don't really want to get into that place if I can help it. And it's also that balance of trying to balance the time that it takes to make and edit videos and to not lose that time that I enjoy reading, so trying to balance those two things. In terms of how I read, I am generally a paper book hardback reader. I don't have an e-reader. I've tried it, I really found it difficult. Occasionally I will read a very short ebook or a graphic novel on my tablet if I've been able to borrow that from the library. I'm an avid audiobook listener. I love audiobooks as much as I love paper books. Predominantly I'm a before sleeping reader. Generally will have a number of books on the go at once, but I've always got a bedtime audiobook on the go, and the sort of books that I listen to before I go to bed are the sort of books that are designed to help me fall asleep, so I literally fall asleep listening to an audiobook nearly every single night. I also use audiobooks to help me endure my adulting chores, so anything that involves cooking, cleaning, stuff around the house, I will usually have my headphones in and be listening to an audiobook. In terms of the kind of books that I like to read, I suppose my most favourite genre is historical fiction. Not any particular time period, probably more the kind of Victorian era up towards present day rather than anything before the Victorian era. I enjoy a range of different types of contemporary fiction. I also read quite a lot of non-fiction, both in paper format books and in audiobooks. Themes of nature, health, history. I enjoy reading biographies and memoirs. Occasionally I will read a YA or a middle grade or a fantasy just for something a bit different, and I've recently started reading classics and some modern classics. So that kind of gives you a bit of background about me. Given what you've learned about me, if you could recommend me one of your favourite ever books, which book would it be and why? I already have a massive wish list and a massive TBR, but you know, I'm always looking for new books, so please give me your one suggestion of one of your favourite ever books in the comments below. If you are also a fellow booktuber, and if you're quite a new booktuber, please let me know. If you're interested to keep following what I'm doing and support what I'm trying to do, please subscribe. Thanks very much. Take care, bye.